Most people are waiting for the market to actually crash. It keeps going lower and then you keep thinking it's going lower, so you don't actually do anything and then it doesn't go lower. It goes the other way. It starts going up. And this is the point of this video, is that most people are focusing on price. And that is the wrong thing to focus on, especially when it comes to Australian real estate. If you're trying to build passive income through real estate, you're probably doing it wrong if you just focus on one thing, which is price. What we need to focus on when it comes to Australian real estate is how do I purchase property, rather than just looking at the purchase price and saying, hey, I can buy it whenever the market dips. Because we know for a fact that just waiting for lower prices is a loser's game. If you are interested, then definitely keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom. Now, it is our last day in Naples today. That's why you see in the background here. But essentially, what we're going to talk about right now is the fact that most people are focusing on price. The fact that we've got all these economists coming out and saying the market's going to drop by 10%, it's going to be 20%, it couldn't be 30%. You got people who are commentating on this, whether it be Channel 9 News or someone at the AFR, and they're going,
hold up. No, property price is going to decrease at the fastest rate.
The most drastic and dramatic drop we're ever going to see, and it's probably going to be 30 to 40%, could potentially be 60% because I feel like it could be 60%, and that's why I'm saying it's 60%. Makes no sense. But because everyone is commentating on this, everyone's talking about it, you go out to the family barbecue and you say, hey, like, you bought this property, it's nice, how much you buy it for? Oh, well, I bought it for this much. How much is it worth now? Oh, it's dropped by a little bit. Now, because most conversations are like that, that's why we've now programmed our mind to just think, hey, when the prices go down, we'll buy, and then we'll be able to ride it all the way up, and that's fantastic. The problem is, to buy real estate in Australia, most likely you are going to be needing a loan. You're going to go out there and say, I need a home loan to purchase this property, and I'm going to go in partnership with the bank to actually purchase it. But what happens when interest rates go up? Well, most people think prices must fall. And in some cases, yes, they're falling. In some other cases, they're actually increasing. But the other thing interest rates do are that they limit your borrowing capacity. I'm going to share an example with you of 3 people that I've actually only heard back from over the last week, why it's fresh and top of mind, because my response to them I thought would bring a lot of value to you guys, and is why it's very important to watch all the way through. Now, if you do learn something, definitely smash that like button, because we need these videos to go out to more people that really need it. There's people out there that are trying to build wealth, but they're listening to the wrong people, getting hit up with the wrong targeted ads on Instagram and Facebook, and unfortunately are making the wrong move. So hopefully videos like this can help. So these 3 people all have different financial situations, but they all had the same exact problem when I've been contacted by them over the last week. They all had strategy sessions about 3 to 5 months ago with me. And in that strategy session, we figured out that they could purchase a property. They had already gone ahead, got their pre-approval, they were ready to go. But unfortunately, it was around that time that there was fears that interest rates is going to start moving up. In one of their cases, interest rates had already made their first move up. But more than that were the articles that really scared them. You had news articles coming out saying that, hey, the market's going to collapse, there's a bubble, it has increased by the fastest pace it has, it can't be sustainable, it's going to drop. And these fears all started seeping through. Now, I've been in this position well before I was a sophisticated investor. At the time, I was learning, I was new to the whole game, and I looked at these things and I got scared as well. That's why I know what you're feeling. I know when I went through this situation, I'm having these strategy sessions, I understand that I've been there once. We will get through it, and how we do that is obviously leveraging people's experiences and making moves that most people won't make. So at the time, we've had this conversation, they're happy to go ahead. However, they start getting these outside voices, the people they're talking to, they've then gone ahead and said, you know what, I'm not going to pull the trigger right now. Ravi, let's revisit this conversation in 6 or 12 months. Now, I'm not a great salesman, right? So I should probably push a little bit more and say, well, you could probably do this and you should definitely do this and we're going to help you through it and we're the only people that can help you. It's not true, but that seems to be the sales playbook by most people out there. But essentially, I said, well, look, it's up to you, and I hope you made the right decision. Most likely what's going to happen, our interest rates are probably going to move up, and that's going to limit how many people can buy. Could we see short-term prices go down? Some areas, yes. However, there are some areas that are still heavily undersupplied, and those areas are what we're focusing on. So those prices will go up, just letting you know. And that's pretty much how my conversation went with them. Now, over the last week, I've been hit up by all 3 of them, and they're all 3 have gone and said a similar thing. They pretty much said, look, Ravi, the prices haven't gone down, especially in the areas you were focusing on. I also understand that interest rates have gone up by 4 or 5 times in the last 4 or 5 months, yet we haven't seen this massive collapse that everyone was promising us. What we're seeing on the flip side is through videos like yourself and others that, hey, the economy is already starting to shake, so we may have to cut, we may have to do other things before we see this economy totally collapse, and the property price is going to be the least of our worries. So in that case, I'm ready to come on board, let's do this. However, they can't. And that's where the mortgage broker came in play. We started having those conversations saying, hey, well, well, that sounds great, but now the interest rates have moved by like 1.7 or 2%. Let's just see if you can borrow. We've had all 3 applications rejected. All 3 on the basis that they now can't borrow any money. And this is why I say to you guys, if you're simply sitting there waiting for interest rates to hit a peak and then be able to go in and purchase and buy everything at cheap, well, there are other people thinking the same thing. Most likely what's going to happen are the people that are ready to move and buy dollar cost average as they do through this market are going to end up purchasing at an average price much lower than most people. Because if you can't borrow, you can't buy. And so unfortunately, some people are going to have to sit there and wait and see the market drops and it keeps dropping and then it plateaus and it consolidates. Now you suddenly go, hey, mortgage broker, can I buy? And they say, no, you can't because interest rates went up. Your borrowing capacity went to shit. Now you've got to wait for the market to recover. Now guess what? That conversation you just had with the mortgage broker, you know, the sophisticated one, he's just gone and had the same conversation with 100 other people. As the interest rates start dropping and as the banks start easing their process and their calculators, more people can start buying. Suddenly we start seeing all those numbers come in and translate into higher prices. The prices go up, people get happy, FOMO kicks in. Guess when you get to buy? When the FOMO kicks in. Because unfortunately, that's how the system works. Unless you can go out there and get a loan or you're buying property with 100% cash, then you're unfortunately having to wait to see this market go up. In 2020, I said I would rather be 10 minutes early than a minute too late. Why I said that was because if I have the chance to buy property, I'm probably going to do it. And in the last 9 years of investing, that's exactly what I've done. Yes, have prices gone down slightly since I bought them? And it were the capital city ones that went down, but that's because I didn't understand supply and demand. However, over the 3 and 5 year period, those properties went up and I never even blinked during the time. I was like, oh, well, I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to sell, so I'm just going to hold it. 2 years, 3 years later, the prices went up beyond what I had ever expected. Now, does that mean property prices are going to go up tomorrow and the day after? Probably not. But what I want you to focus on is not the price. Again, we fall back to the price. I even see it on my YouTube analytics. The videos about price and the price is going down, price is going up. That's what everyone's concerned by. But this is the important video. This is what you need to focus on right now, is your ability to purchase property. It's your ability to go in and dollar cost average into assets. And that is going to set you for the long term. Again, if you're purchasing property for a flip in a year or 2 years, this video is probably not for you. I'm not a specialist in those sort of things. I'm trying to build a financial freedom portfolio. And the way that I can do this is with a long-term horizon. That doesn't mean I don't get gains in the next 12 months or in the next 3 months, use the equity and do it again. That's what clients are doing right now. If you are interested, there's obviously a link in the description below to my email as well as the website. We can help you. What I am focusing on is saying, well, I can get the short-term benefit, but I also want to look at this long-term. If the market does flip, have I got the right strategy and the right risk management profiles in place? That is what I need to work on, and I need to be an adaptive investor. If I simply look at what worked 10 years ago, 15 years ago and apply it today, I'm gonna fail. I guarantee you that I'm gonna fail. With those 3 people that missed out of this last week, you're probably watching. I apologize for not making this video about 3 months earlier when I should have. Right now, we could probably still see the rates go up by another 1 to 1.5%. Will the economy collapse at that point? Probably. But in the meantime, the banks are gonna restrain how much liquidity they give out. And in that time, some people can buy one, some people can't buy one. And that is gonna be the difference between who actually gets out there and starts building their property portfolio and who is able to secure their bag or their real estate before the FOMO really kicks in. I'm definitely of the belief that we are going to see the next leg up in this cycle. I don't think we're gonna have this massive collapse of 30 or 40%, especially because we haven't seen it in the last 150 years here in Australia. And so for me personally, I'm going out there buying property. I made a video exactly about this, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. Definitely go check it out. And if you are interested in our help, there's a link in the description below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.